So if you're a home seller and you're getting ready to list your home for sale, and you're working with your realtor, or you're working with us, whoever it is, and you're going to put it in the multiple listing service, right? So we I'm very well versed on the multiple listing service. So that's our basically our housing market, right? This is where
The marketplace.
the marketplace for homes. So homes that go for sale, they generally go into multiple listing service. Then realtors can see it and consumers can see it many times, but not always. And that's what I want to talk about. There's different ways you can present your property. And Tracy, I gave you some notes on some of these things too, so you can help me tell me where I'm wrong. So when we put a home on the market, there's different options here. So one, you can go active and you put it out there and it goes everywhere. But we also have a coming soon option
Right.
where you can kind of pre-market a home. We have a thing called delayed marketing, which is kind of not a perfect term, but it means that you're marketing it, but not everywhere. And then we also have a thing called office exclusive. And honestly, I don't think even all brokers understand what these options are. And so I want to explain it for both sellers as well as brokers so they know, what they can do.
Part of that is so that sellers have a choice in how their house is marketed.
Absolutely. It's all
Right.
about choice for the home seller because not every situation is the same. There's always going to be different reasons. And, we'll go through where how they're different. So first off is what we call an active listing, meaning it's fully listed, it's available to everybody, it's on all the different websites, it's on, Zillow and
Publicly marketed
Realtor.com, publicly
everywhere.
marketed everywhere. It shows up on all those different websites.
And just to be clear, when we put a property for sale in the multiple listing service, we check boxes. It goes out to Zillow, Realtor.com. It goes out to like syndicated everywhere.
There's about 1,000 or so different websites that properties show up on that are in our multiple listing service through a syndication service that we use. I'm not going to get into the
Right.
details on that, but yeah, I mean that's what happened. It's our own website. Every broker can have their own website displaying all the homes that are
Right.
for sale.
Not just the ones we have.
Yeah.
So we use that when the home's fully ready for the market.
Yep.
People want it to be exposed right away everywhere.
Yep.
Right. And there's no need for any delay.
Yep.
To having it available.
And it's available to be shown too. That's another
Right.
That's another kind of distinction is, it's fully marketed, it's everywhere, and it's ready to be shown. The other side of that is something we have, it's called coming soon, which would be a step before fully active. And that's where you can start pre-marketing the property. So you maybe put a yard sign out, maybe start doing some social media posts. It doesn't show up on all the websites, all the big websites. It doesn't really show up on any of the what we call syndication websites. It really would only show up on your individual broker's website or our own website if we want to display it, or if we want to put it on social media. That's how you promote a coming soon. The thing with coming soon is you don't show it. It's not ready to be shown. That's the
Not
intention.
available.
Not available to be seen. It's really just creating the buzz, getting the word out, letting people know that it's coming, but it's not available to go and see and make offers on yet.
And
Technically,
you can make offers for
Yeah.
sure.
You make a sight unseen offer. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. But we use this a lot, right?
Yeah.
Because we've got a client who knows that as of next Saturday or whatever, their house is going to be ready to be shown.
Right.
But right now, they're still doing some final things on the house. We don't have the final photos yet. Maybe staging is still happening. Maybe they're doing touch up or they're decluttering, or they've got family in town. And as soon as their vacationers leave, then the house is ready to be shown. Right. And so we use that opportunity to create the buzz and make sure that when they hit the market, more people are aware of that house, that it's coming. Sometimes we're showing houses on a Saturday or Sunday. And if we knew that the neighbor's house where we really want to buy is about to be on the market, we might wait for it if we know that it's in the coming soon stage, because we might be settling for something else. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that's exactly that.
Yeah.
That's a good example of how that could benefit buyers, not just just sellers.
Right.
So the third one is something called delayed marketing. It's not a great term, but the difference with this is that it's not going out to the whole world.
But is it in the multiple listing
It's
service?
it's in the multiple listing service. All 4,000, 4,400, brokers, realtors that are in the multiple listing service here in Albuquerque will see it and can see it in that system, in that service, but it's not out on all the websites.
So can it be shown?
And yes, it's still available to be shown. It's really intended for somebody that maybe wants to, let's say, kind of test the market, not ready to, get it all over the entire world where everybody can see it and see all the photos. They want it sold, but they'd rather kind of keep it a little bit more tight and close in, and again, not out everywhere. Now, it's not, it's, it might hurt you as a seller to do this because now you're not getting the broad exposure, and it could just
Limit your potential buyer pool.
limit the number of buyers that see it. And that's the downside of it. But for some sellers, it might make sense.
I can think of a seller from a few years ago who would have really liked this option. And they had high-end artwork. They had a Picasso on a wall.
Mhm.
They had things that they didn't really want the whole world to know were there for safety reasons. And if we could have marketed it just to the realtor community. See, they didn't want even a sign in the yard. They didn't want the neighbors to know they were selling. They didn't want pictures of the interior of their home out to the world. So this is where that could work.
Well, and then that's a perfect segue into the fourth option,
Okay.
which is really the ultimate in kind of privacy and security for a home seller. And it's called an office exclusive listing, meaning the only people that really even know it's on the market are the brokers within that particular listing broker's office. So what that means is somebody in our office, it lists the property for sale. It's not distributed to everybody, even in the MLS. So it's only the brokers within that certain office. That broker can have one-on-one conversations with certain people, but they can't publicly market it. The broker can't, again, blast it out everywhere. You can't put it on Facebook, can't put it out there and market it. It's really for the person that wants everything very private, personal. It could be, let's say, a divorce situation, maybe, right? Or it could be
Celebrity.
a celebrity, high net worth, maybe people, like you said, the people with the Picasso.
And
So yeah, that is also available. Again, you're limiting your buyer pool
significantly.
but there might be a place where it makes sense for people.
Yeah. Interesting. So those are the four.
Those are the four. So
Active, coming soon,
Yep.
delayed marketing, and office exclusive. So if
Yep.
you're thinking of selling your home and want to talk about it, if one of these appeals to you more than the other, we'd be happy to get information to you and talk about the pros and cons and how we can best get you the best opportunity to sell your home.
let me give you the four real quick, bullet pointed. Okay, active. Again, you're listing your home. Active, maximum exposure, ready to sell right now. You're showing the home. Coming soon. It's just buzz creation while you're prepping the home, getting it ready for sale.
No syndication, no showings, but public marketing.
Exactly. Delayed marketing, limited exposure before going full public. You're still showing it, but it's just limited exposure within the broker community. And then the last one, again, office exclusive, very private. Only a very small group of people even know it's on the market.
But you can show it.
But you can show it, yes.
But- Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Thanks
That's
for
it.
that.
Yep.
Very educational.
Thanks for watching the video all the way to the end. We appreciate you. And please click subscribe. We'll keep you updated on what's going on with real estate in the Albuquerque area and New Mexico, and of course, across the entire country. Have a great one.